Hello and welcome back to Suspended Fanimation. I'm your host, Dennis Patholkus, and it's time for Lord of the Rings of Power, Season 1, Episode 6, Udun. Udun? Udon? Udon? Udin? Udon. Udin. Udun. Anyway, UDUN. There you go, with a little something over the U, with the second U. There we go. Welcome, everybody. Let me take care of some business first. Then we'll get down to it. If you like what you see here and all the mispronunciations that come along with it, like, share, and subscribe. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end. YouTube takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match it as best as possible to one of the videos in my vast video library and pops it up here just for you. And if you like what you see there, hit that subscribe button down below there. And if you can, hit that like button, the share button as well. And if you feel lucky or feel like gambling, you can hit that bell down below, and YouTube may or may not notify you when I come on live. So best thing to do is go over to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule I have up there. I change it out every week. Also, I have all the links to my social media and all the links to my pages as well there. All righty. Let's get to it, shall we? Spoiler alert, I am going to spoil the episode. If you've not seen the episode, go and watch it. Come on back. This will be a video. You can comment down below in the comment section. Giving you enough time to hit pause, whatever you need to do. All right. And I just realized something. I need to scoot that camera down just a little bit and a little bit over on that side because I didn't set up the camera properly when I came in. So you get to see how the sausage is made and a little bit behind the scenes there. Well, not much, but anyway. Let's see where we're at here. So, pretty much where we left off with episode 5 with Numenor bringing 300 people, ships and people to go and fight in the Southlands. The people of the Southlands who have split into two are getting ready to repel an orc invasion at the Elf Tower. And they pretty much set up like a Home Alone kind of thing where they actually leave the Elf Tower and they've set up a whole bunch of traps basically for the whole tower to fall down on top of the orcs and take them out. Now, this is actually a calculated play so that they can get back to the town and set up the town more of a defensible position as well and wait for the second wave of orcs to come through, which they do. Only thing is, though, the second wave of orcs is actually made up of, I should say the front line of those second wave of orcs are actually humans, the humans that defected and went over to Adar. And yeah, they're dressed up kind of like orcs. They even have faceplates on and all this stuff. And the village people are suitably horrified that they are fighting their own people and killing their own people. So, they're kind of taken by surprise when the third wave comes through of orcs that are, lobbing arrows at them. And of course, they go back into what's the keep now, which is the tavern, where everyone is held up at right there. And the orcs do finally break in. They are trying to get to the hilt, to Sauron's hilt there, and they have everyone at knife point, and they're going to kill Bronwyn when Theo gives up where the hilt is located at. And just as he gives up the hilt where the hilt's located at, who comes riding in but the soldiers of Numenor and Galadriel, and they end up starting to kill orcs, take them out. Of course, Adar takes off, and you know we get a little chase scene here after Arendor tells Galadriel that, hey, that's the guy you want to go after. He's got something of interest. You don't want him to leave with it. And so Galadriel and Halbrand end up riding out there to take him down, and Halbrand ends up just tripping Adar's horse and capturing him. And Halbrand knows Adar. He's got him at knife point. He goes, "Do you remember me?" And Adar's like, "No, I don't. Did I kill somebody that you loved, a woman, a child, perhaps?" And just as he's about to kill Adar, Galadriel, steps in and says, "Hey, wait a minute. We need him alive." So, yeah, we find out that he is actually an ancient orc that was actually taken in one of the early wars by Melkor. where a lot of young orcs, or excuse me, a lot of young elves were actually taken by Melkor, and they became the first orcs. So he is pretty much when the orcs are calling him father, they actually kind of mean it. He probably is the father of most of those orcs that are out there. Um, so yeah, he is what he terms Uruk, is what they like to call themselves, and Galadriel has a slang term for them, more or less. And we find out she's a little bit on the racist side, basically saying that she's going to kill all the orcs and leave him for last, so that he knows that they're all dead before she kills him. Yeah. Well, the the hilt wasn't the hilt. Whatever was wrapped up in that cloth was actually a hatchet. And it turns out that the hatchet, I should say the hilt, ends up getting handed off to the old dude, and I'm blanking on his name now all of a sudden. Waldrig. So Waldrig is the one that actually has the hilt. He uses his own blood, which is black, by the way, too. So obviously he's been corrupted enough where his blood is no longer red or human blood; it's more orc blood. And his blood actually ignites the sword. He puts it into the shrine in the elf tower there, turns it, and that in turn releases it opens up the dam, and all the water goes out. We know what the orcs are building those tunnels for. Those tunnels were actually a big funnel for all the water that comes out of the dam. So it goes into what is Mount Doom, what essentially becomes Mount Doom. All that water pours into the lava down there, creating a gigantic explosion, blowing the top off of Mount Doom, and creating Mordor, is what's going on there. Yeah, into the fire a bit more. So we have two of our four groups so far that have come together in all of this. And um we still haven't had a lot of character development, shall we say, in any of this. We've moved the story a bit further along. We still don't know who Sauron is. Is it Halbrand? Did Halbrand actually give the hilt to Waldreg to, you know take care of this? Is he actually Sauron? Is the stranger Sauron, the one who's with the Harfoots? We don't know. Is someone else? I mean, at one point, Adar said that he killed Sauron, which of course we know is not true. Um, he basically told Galadriel that Sauron was looking for a magic that eluded him in all the wrong places, and that's when she starts flashing into the north, where she had gone to seen his castle, or his area where he was experimenting on orcs, and of course never came of anything of it, so to speak. So she kind of believes him then, but kind of doesn't at the same time. um oh, and by the way, in all of this, Halbrand also has been named king of the Southlands, of course, right before Mount Doom blows its top and becomes Mordor. So, is he king of Mordor, or are we moving the voter, registration area a little bit? I don't know what's going on here. So, we're probably going to move the map a little bit, so he becomes, Southlands are going to be a little further to the west, maybe, or maybe they're going to be a little further north. We don't know as of yet. But yeah, Halbrand is king of shit at the moment. All we know is we get this big, huge pyrophoric blast coming down off of the volcano, and Galadriel just standing right there in front of it as it engulfs her. And that's where we leave off on this episode. We had nothing, of course, of Elrond and Durin, nothing of the Harfoots either, and the Stranger. So this was all the Numenor and, you know, um, people of the village, shall we say. So yeah, with Theo and Bronwyn and, Arondir, Aaron Arondir. There we go. So, okay episode, but at the same time, um, it seemed a little bit rushed. where we only have 3 episodes left. We have 9 episodes in this, first season, and it seemed a bit rushed at this point because of we've been treading water in the first 5 episodes, and really, they should have been using that time to move things along, actually doing some character development as well, uh, instead of these really long, lovely shots. I think they should have focused a little bit more on story at this point. And um, yeah, it's okay, but it's not great. You know what I mean? Um, and I have a feeling they're just going to rush it. And of course, we're going to leave off on a cliffhanger because we already know there's a season 2 that's already greenlit that they're working on. So yeah, we're already there. We're not going to get any answers anytime this season. I know that, and unfortunately, that's going to be, I think, detrimental to this series. It really is, especially if we have to wait another year for season 2 to come out. If they're going to do it in like 6 month time or a 8 month time frame to release season 2, maybe it has a chance. But I think if they wait an entire year, it's just going to, it's going to disappear from people's minds. And it happens a lot with Amazon shows. I mean, look at Invincible right now. Invincible, it's over a year now at this point. And I remember it because I went back and watched the last episode again, but still, a lot of people don't. So, with that said, what else do I have going on for the rest of this week? Well, tomorrow I'm off. Sunday is going to be the Sunday edition of Saturday Morning Blast Off, where I take the genre news of the week and any genre stuff you guys want to talk about, and we talk about it. And there's a lot of stuff to talk about this week. Well, actually, it's been a couple of weeks, so I'm kind of pulling all that kind of stuff together. Monday is going to be House of the Dragon. Tuesday is going to be another episode of Is It Worth My Time? And this time around, it's going to be Netflix, The Munsters, Rob Zombie's The Munsters. We'll see what that looks like. Wednesday is going to be Andor. And Thursday is going to be She-Hulk. And then, of course, Friday, we roll back around again to Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power. All righty. So it looks like I'm the only one here right now. So thank you to those of you out there watching the video. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. YouTube takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match it as best as possible to one of the videos of my vast video library and pops it up here just for you. And if you like what you see there, hit that subscribe button down below there. And if you can, hit that like button, the share button as well. And if you want to know when I'm going to be on live again next, go over to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule I have up there. I change it every week. Also, I have all the links to my social media and all the links to my pages as well. So, with that said, thank you, everyone. I will see you again on Sunday. Until then, don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, I don't know. You may realize that it's just been a trap all along, and Mount Doom blows its top, and you created Mordor. And anyway, it's a speeded up process all of a sudden when it was going so slow going to begin with. Anyway, thanks everybody. I will see you again on Sunday. Have a good rest of your night. Stay safe, be well, take care, wear those masks, get those vaccine shots, get the boosters as well. They don't work without the boosters. And I will see you on Sunday. Have a good rest of your night. Good night, everyone.